and 'tis the season for all things pumpkin, at least in my eyes. I absolutely love everything pumpkin flavored, and it's really hard for me this time of year to resist it because there's pumpkin everything now. There's pumpkin Eggos and toast and muffins and coffee. It's everywhere. So I wanted to come up with something healthy for you guys that are also pumpkin lovers like myself. So today I'm going to show you how to do a fairly lower calorie pumpkin chocolate chip cookie. So I haven't done this recipe a lot. I'd like to play around with it and add some of my pumpkin protein into it, but I haven't done that just yet. So I'm not going to use that today, but if those of you like cooking with protein, go ahead and add it into this mix. So for ingredients, what you're going to want are some oats. You're going to want some coconut flour. And again, that's just pure coconut ground up. Today I'm going to use the little mini dark, the semi-sweet chocolate chips. You can use whatever chocolate chips you like. You can use carob chips if you like. I'm going to use ideal brown sugar to sweeten it. You could use any sweetener you like if you don't have this. I find this to be a little bit sweeter than if you use stevia or Splenda, so you may just want to kind of taste it before you cook it to make sure it's at your sweetness that you like. You're going to want to get some pure pumpkin. Make sure you don't pick up the pumpkin pie filling. You want to get pure pumpkin. Okay? And I'm going to use a little bit of this sugar-free, fat-free cheesecake pudding mix. I'm going to use some of that in here as well. And I'm going to sprinkle in a little bit of pumpkin pie and nutmeg seasoning as well. You don't have to add these in. Basically, the pumpkin in itself is going to make it pumpkin-y enough, but this is just going to give it that little extra fall flavor that I love. Okay, so first thing you're going to do is preheat your oven at 350 degrees. I've got that going. I've got a cookie pan ready to go, and we're just going to mix everything in a bowl. So first things first, I'm going to add in 1.5 cups of oats. And this isn't an exact science with my measurements, you guys. I'll give you the recipe that I use. But if you use a little more or a little less, no big deal. Play around with it. That's what makes cooking fun. Next thing I'm going to add is 2 tablespoons of my coconut flour. Love the way coconut flour smells. It's so sweet. And the coconut flour has a nice sweet smell to it, and it also kind of makes it fluff up a little bit. Anytime you add coconut flour to stuff, it just absorbs everything and adds a fluffiness. So it should make our cookies a little bit fluffier. 1/4 cup of ideal brown sugar. Again, you might have to adjust that if you use a different sweetener. I'm going to take my pudding packet here. I'm going to use about half a packet of that. Next, I'm going to add in 1/2 cup of my mini chocolate chips. Sprinkle a nutmeg. Nutmeg is very, very strong. You don't need a lot of it. And some pumpkin pie spice. I'm going to mix this up a little bit before I add my pumpkin to it. Not exactly sure how much pumpkin I'm adding to it, if I'll use the whole can or not. You just kind of want to eyeball it. And you want like a cookie batter consistency. So there's my dry ingredients all mixed. And then we're just going to add in some pumpkin. I'm going to start with half of it. Pumpkin, you can add pumpkin to so many recipes. You guys should seriously have pumpkin on hand all year round. You could add it in as a replacement for fat in a lot of your cooking. So if you're making brownies, I'm actually going to end up using this whole can. It's a good source of fiber. This will give you a ton of fiber and a great source of vitamin A. Anything that's orange, good source of vitamin A, which is good for your eyesight. So it's good for you. I make an awesome chili. Throw a can of this pumpkin in. My husband doesn't even know what's in there. It's so delicious. But it adds like a nice creaminess if you do chilies and things like that. And it's a good way of sneaking in your fiber. So for people that have kids and stuff like that and they tell me they don't know how to get their kids to eat fiber or vegetables, well, pumpkin's actually a vegetable, so there you go. All right. think what's going to be easier, I'm just going to get in, use my hands. I'm going to take my wedding rings off. I always forget to do that for these videos. I'm going to do that right now. And just mix it around. And yes, I did wash my hands prior to doing this, for those of you that are worried about it. There we go. So if you can see this, it mixes in nice. You want to make sure all your ingredients are mixed in together. All right, looks good. Take a look at this batter. Get a close-up of that. Looks delicious. Yum, smells delicious. What I'm gonna do is take my tablespoon. This is how I always like to do cookies. Just take a tablespoon and drop it onto my cookie sheet. So what I'm gonna do is get that on my cookie sheet right now, bake it in the oven, and I'll show you guys the final product. All right, I got the cookies out of the oven. They took probably about 14-15 minutes. What I do want to tell you is because of the amount of pumpkin you use, they tend to stay pretty soft. So you're not going to get like a crispy, crunchy cookie using the recipe that I did. So here they are, little bite-sized pieces of heaven right here. Smells delicious. I've got some more baking in the oven. You could do them a little smaller if you want to make more, but there you have it. Pretty simple and easy, low fat, low calorie type ingredients. That way you can still have a little bit of sweetness this fall with your pumpkin stuff. I hope you guys give these a try. Let me know if you have any questions. If you like this vid, give it a thumbs up, please. Don't forget about my discount codes for About Time and P28 if you want to use them. And I think that's it for now, guys.